Hello, beautiful souls. It is the Healing Grasshopper here to do a pick a card reading for the solar eclipse happening on April 8th. Um, so really quickly, solar eclipse energy can bring sudden changes, very noticeable changes. And by the way, the energy starts 2 weeks to a month before, and then afterwards, the energy lingers for a very long time, for about 6 to 8 months. So if you are catching this after the eclipse, it still applies to you. Um, and I will actually be doing an After Effects video as well that I'll post the day after the eclipse. So watch out for that. Um, so I was saying the energy that it brings in general, solar eclipses, especially this type of solar eclipse that we have, um, as the astrologers talk about, because I am not an astrologer. I'm obviously a tarot card reader, but I do recognize that astrology is very, very important. You know, we can utilize those energies very much like using tarot advice to enrich our lives. So it's very, very complicated and hard to understand. So thankfully, there are a lot of great astrologers out there. And I've listed my favorite astrologers down below in the description. I don't know any of these astrologers. They're just the astrologers that I like. So I'm just sharing them with you. Um, so the energy they say for this eclipse is um, will be stronger than most, and eclipses like this will bring drastic changes that are noticeable in our lives, but very noticeable in the our outside of our lives, in the macrocosm, which we've already seen a bit of, right? We've seen the collapse of the bridge in Baltimore, an earthquake in Taiwan, earthquake in New York, right here where I live. That was bizarre and shocking. New Yorkers are not used to that, so we were like, WTF. You know, that's all, in my opinion, and astrologers' opinion as well, effects of the eclipse, right? So, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to have catastrophic things like that happening in our inner lives, but we can have life changing events. And I won't get into it. If you're interested, I'll leave. Oh, well, I guess I can't leave a link to the playlist, but anyway, you know what? At the end of the video, there'll be a link to the yearly zodiac playlist. So I've done videos for each zodiac sign for the year, and it talks about the whole astrological weather for the whole year, which is also very rare and significant this year. So if you haven't seen them, it's still worth looking at. There's some very interesting, useful, and comforting information in there. I would definitely go have a look. Um, so, yeah, I think that's all with the astrology. So, the cards. What we have here are four piles, and then we've got a fifth for everyone that'll be at the end. And you can look at the time codes below and switch wherever you need to. But don't forget to watch the collective reading at the end. It'll be a short one. Um, so I feel it's best. Um, to just go for obviously whatever attracts you. If you have more than one, though, I feel it's best to watch the one that you're most attracted to last so that it stays with you. You know, if you have multiples, the one that you're least attracted to, you watch that one first and so on. And then at the end, I would watch the collective. So we've got pile number one, we've got rainbow fluorite. Pile number two is labradorite. Three is Pyrite, four is Aventurine, and the collective is Herkimer diamonds. So enjoy. Speak to you soon. Okay, so for those of you who chose pile number one, the rainbow fluorite, beautiful stone, isn't it? You have a self mastery card here. Maturity. As I As a master, I am unaffected by surprises. I know the ways of the world. I have gone beyond displaying my ego. I take care of the reputation of others. Okay, I already see where this is going. Now, I before I go on, I want you guys to understand. I don't want you guys to bristle and be like, "What do you mean I'm not mature?" You know, it's not an accusatory attitude that the that spirit has towards you. This is we're going to get to it, but I at least want you to know that I don't want you to start this reading like on the defensive because there's no need to be. Okay, so and you know what's really interesting? I feel like maturity. Whenever spirit chooses this deck, um, it chooses maturity a lot. It's almost always the only card that comes out in this deck, and it's you know, a fairly decent deck here, and this one always comes out. It's very interesting. Anyway, what else do we have? We have tea leaf, forest, muddled, unclear thinking. Okay, this goes very well with this maturity card. I see you, spirit. Teapot, deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Okay, beautiful. Then we have Moonology card. Full moon in Scorpio. Breathe through the tension. Yeah, I knew something like this was happening. You see where the maturity is coming in here? Last quarter moon in Sagittarius. Practice gratitude. Okay. Yeah, I think we should just go straight into tarot before I say anything else. Hold on, where is my... Yeah, I need my pendulum. Oops. Okay, we got five cards for me. Okay. So I mentioned before, there's the lovers. I mentioned before about in the intro about the yearlies, right? So those of you who have seen your yearlies, and by the way, I would look at your sun sign yearly first. Um, you know how the readers always say sun, moon, and rising. You can find out what those are easily. You can calculate them for free on Google. You could just Google it and you'll get free calculations. Um, you can look at those. Those are fine, but I would focus on your sun and your rising sign because as you get older, too, rising becomes not rising. I'm sorry. Forgive me. North node. As you get older, North Node becomes more and more important. And North Node really points you in the direction of your life's purpose. Um, but the yearlies, the astrology talks about a lot of this, that this isn't just happening for you, pile number one collective, that it's happening for almost everyone where there's a shifting of relationships, having to cut out relationships and having to deal with difficulties in relationships and that kind of thing. Um, and understanding the astrology can really help you because it's definitely helped me with a lot of things. I've had some difficulties where I actually stopped myself in the middle of an emerging argument and remembered the energies and I was able to diffuse it. So, and it works like a charm too. And you can't always know this because things will happen like in the grocery store with strangers and stuff. But some of these people are people that you know and you know what their signs are too. And, you know, I was having an argument with the Scorpio and I know how defensive Scorpios can be. And then there was another person that was kind of in the middle who was an Aries. And, like I understood the energies of everyone in the room and I was able to diffuse it. And so, astrology, very important. Let's see, Three of Wands. Any of these are focus card? Focus card coming. Okay. Focus card. What do we got for focus? Eight of What did I say about having to let go of relationships? Okay. So, the Three of Wands is about faith. This is about, this is, the nickname for this card is watching your ships come in card, right? So, this is about faith, about your vision and the belief that something better is coming. And a lot of the times, this is because of choices you've made along the way, right? Because there are three wands here, and there's one that he is firmly holding. He has made a choice, and that choice is serving him well, and he knows that it's going to produce something good for him. So, this is you. Yes, all the cards are in the right place, right? So this is the energy that we're really leading with. Your current feeling is optimism, which is good. And even, the group of you who are listening that are like, optimism? What are you talking about? My life has been shitty. I don't know where I'm going. It's terrible, blah, blah, blah. That may be true. And by the way, you're not alone. There are many, many of you out there. And again, go have a look at your yearly because that's going to explain to you why you've been going through that for the past handful of years. This has been going on for 15 years, this astrological energy that we are being released from in this year. So go have a look. Um, you guys who are not feeling optimistic on the surface, there is somewhere inside of you that wants something better for yourself, whether you're feeling pessimistic or not. There is a hope that things will get better inside of you somewhere. This is what this is. And then, the majority of you are aware that you firmly are in your faith that things are getting better. Either things are not great, but you're hoping things will be better, or you've already started to see it. You've been working towards it. You're all in different stages, but you're all getting there. Ace of Wands is so fitting under the Three of Wands, which is not only have you chosen for yourself, but the universe is conspiring to help you with this. And it's kind of like it's infusing the power in the wand that you chose. You can look at it two ways, which it turns out the same. That the universe handed you that wand and this is the wand that you're holding, or you have chosen a wand and the universe is co-signing and infusing the wand with power. It's all the same. You are being supported by the universe. The Eight of Cups here is about you leaving behind what doesn't serve you. And for those of you who are not new to my channel, welcome back. You know that whenever the Eight of Cups comes up, it's one of my favorite cards. This is the nickname that I give it, Be Your Own Hero card. This is very heroic. This person is walking away from 8 upright cups. This is this person understanding that even though he may love whatever it is that he's walking away from, he knows that it's not healthy for him. It's not for his greater good. It's not in his best interest. It's something that he needs to move on from. So, and by the way, this is never easy to do. This is very, very difficult. This is something heroic that you do for yourself. Page of Pentacles is the opposite the Three of Wands. So perfect. This is you starting to see the value in your choice and really starting to, it's like picking up $100 bill off the, street. Like, wow, look at how lucky I am. Or not even that. It doesn't have to be that um, random. It can also be just, like I said, things coming to fruition and culminating from the choices that you've made. The Lovers means for very little of you. It can mean romance if that's what you're really, really working towards. But for the majority of you, I don't think you have any of that in mind. And the Lovers doesn't always mean, and oftentimes doesn't at all mean, excuse me, romantic relationships. This simply means something that um, you resonate with, that is for you, that's on um, your spiritual path, there for your greater good, that kind of thing. Can be a person or it can be a circumstance. It can be a job. It can be just something that vibrates on your level. Let's go to maturity here. Because, see, I placed all these cards in the center here, and they're all this is all one energy, all relating to each other, these cards. And then Spirit has placed this one right under it in the middle. Okay? And all of this is all the same energy trickling down. So, okay. So, the astrology that I was talking about, that talks about, for almost every sign, about, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say it is every sign. This is a blanket energy for everyone, that we are taking out the trash. I say that a lot, right? Everyone is at a crossroads where we are making drastic changes in our lives. We are leaving jobs. We are moving house. We're like we're moving locations. There's lots of change, like major changes. And the primary thing that all of us are changing is our relationships, because Gaia is ascending. There is an ascension happening on this earth right now. And I mean, you can get really deep and woo woo about it, but I really don't have to convince any of you. You guys have seen what's been happening in the past handful of years, where people are becoming more and more polarized. There's more and more arguments. People are becoming more impatient, and lots of weird things happening. Okay. So this is coming to a head where people who don't vibrate on the same level are clashing. And it's because some of us are ascending. We're all ascending at different rates. Um, so, in order for us to ascend, we can't be with people who are, several rungs lower than us in ascension, or you can say in a more negative vibration that's kind of weighing us down. It's like having, a weight attached to our feet and we can't move forward. So, this is what this is about. You're going to have relationships and arguments and that kind of, and a lot of this is going to be people that you've known for a long time, that you really love, that you never imagined having to consider walking away from. But it's the astrological energies, especially, it's the universe putting a spotlight on these relationships and really kind of forcing you to examine them. And it becomes harder and harder for you to stay, until it's impossible for you to stay and you have to walk away. So again, as I as I mas as a master, I am unaffected by surprises, right? Now, what did I say about the eclipse? How eclipses can bring sudden and abrupt change, surprises, right? And that's why we're here, this pick a card for the eclipse. I know the ways of the world. I've gone beyond displaying my ego, right? Now, when you are in an argument or in an adverse situation, there is always the challenge of keeping your ego in check. If you let your ego run away from you and allow your ego to rule your actions, that's how you get you allow other people to drag your vibration down, like road rage, right? Someone cuts you off and they flip you off or whatever, and then you have to get them back, right? So the getting them back, that's the letting your ego rule you. And this is what this is talking about. This is warning you that you are about to enter into a time in your life where you are going to be challenged, right? And you are going to need to keep your ego in check. Otherwise, you're going to steer yourself in off your path and you may derail your ascension, right? Someone, again, let's go back to the road rage. You let, the situation, the other person is very low vibration, very steeped in his ego, very unconscious, doing unloving things, right? You allow it to anger you. You stoop to his level and you go try and retaliate. Let's take it to the extreme. You take out a weapon and harm the person, let's say. I don't have to tell you, that's derailing yourself on your path. You have now dragged yourself down into their vibration, low vibration, and it's going to be very hard to recover from that, right? Because let's take it a little further. Then let's just say, you get arrested, you get sentenced, you go to jail, right? The one of the most low vibrational places on earth. You know, and I know I'm going on a tangent here, but this is really what this is talking about, though. It's saying, be careful. You're doing very well. You're destined for beautiful things. Don't allow the low vibrational currents going through the world right now to swallow you up. And I know I'm really harping on it, but a lot of people need to hear this. There are good people out there that are being dragged down into the mud. Breathe through the tension. Okay? This is about being present. You are in that argument. You are in that car going back to the road rage, right? The person cuts you off and you're like, hey, wait. And then you stop yourself. Okay, whatever. They're having a bad day or they're low vibrational. Just remind yourself that this person is not on your level. And, you don't need to get them back. You don't need to be offended. Just let them go, right? And then you go about your day and, you continue planning and you go into your future and receive your blessings as opposed to the latter that I told you and you end up in that low vibrational place. You have a choice here. Practice gratitude. Always. Practicing gratitude is always going to steer you towards your blessings as opposed to being steeped in low vibration. And I'm not talking about the road rage. I'm talking about other ways that you can steep yourself in low vibration, like self-limiting beliefs and being unkind to yourself. Be careful the way you talk to yourself. And, being unloving in arguments. There's a whole lot of things that you can do that'll steer you away from your blessings. But practicing gratitude will always keep you in the right mindset. Again, going to the roadways rage, practicing gratitude. Uh, that person's a jerk, but that's fine. I hope he finds his way to the light. But I'm already on my way to my blessings. Gratitude, right? Now, muddled, unclear thinking. Again, with the road rage. Muddled, unclear thinking is fuel for the ego, right? Because if you are not present, you're not in gratitude, and you're not standing in your power, your ego will gladly take over and wreck things. Deep friendship with someone of the same sex. This is part of your blessing here. This is reminding you that there are people that you are going to need to walk away from. And I know about this energy very well because I have gone through it quite a few times in the past 10 plus years, where the universe has really helped me. It's a nicer word than forced me to clean house. And I mean that figuratively. Clean my life out because I realized one by one, wow, the excuses that I was making for people. And, I'm an empath, so I really am a loving person. I like to see think the best of people, and I can see people's beautiful souls, but I'm too focused on that, and I don't focus on what I should. And I'm not going to get too much into that, but where you're forced to see the way things really are, right? And this is going to be quite painful for some of you. Like, wow, I never imagined that I would have to let this person go, but inevitably you do. But Spirit is saying that's okay because you have vibrational matches coming to you. If you don't see them already, they're coming. Let's get some clarification here. There's one. What else we got? Okay, we got three. That's it. King of Cups. Is this reversed? No. Reversed? Not supposed to be reversed. Not reversed. Okay. King of Cups, perfect for this energy. King of Cups never lets his ego take the wheel. He is in control of his emotions. He is rational. But at the same time, he is also generous with his heart when it's safe to be, when it's appropriate to be, right? He's not an overgiver. He's a giver in an appropriate way, in a rational way, in a mindful way, right? And this is all what this is about. Four of Pentacles under the Eight of Cups. This is, you can apply the gratitude to this. This is the card of over controlling, you know, wanting to steer the ship too much. The Jesus take the wheel card here, where there's too much desire for control. There needs to be more faith here. So you can apply this in several ways. This is this. Hold on. Okay. This is wanting to be right. This is wanting to be right. So this is a reminder in the right, and you have muddled and unclear thinking. Okay. So this is Spirit saying you need to be present and think things through, because if you're not in this situation yet, I think some of you know what I'm talking about. Some of it's already brewing. But if it hasn't, when it comes, just remind yourself that being right and wanting to prove your points just doesn't serve you. It just doesn't do anything. And again, that's where the ego comes in. The ego very much wants to be right, wants to win over the other person, demands apologies, demands for the other person to admit what they did was wrong. It just, and in many circumstances, you're never going to get that. And that's why you're walking away from this person in the first place, because you're walking away from people who are not on your same vibration, who, are lack self awareness, who are unconscious. So, and those are people that you're just not going to get blood out of a stone. They're just incapable. So you're just going to need to let go and walk away. High Priestess is, again, goes to muddled and unclear thinking, where Spirit is saying, in this situation, you are going to, I just saw something else too. You're going to need to use your intuition, right? So this is you here on your path and on your way to blessings. This is a kind of bump in the road type thing, and it's up to you how you deal with that bump. You can listen to your intuition and get over that hurdle easily and be on your merry way to your blessings, your deep friendship, your monetary financial success, just living your best life with the people you vibrate with, type of life that you're on your way to. Or you can let this little bump in the road derail you and crash your chariot, to where you can't move on to your blessings, or at least you're greatly delayed. So I think that's a really great message for an eclipse. This is very, and two, if you think about it like an eclipse, right? You have sunlight, and then you have the muddled, unclear energy, and then you have sunlight again, right? Just be careful in this. And let's be clear, we're talking about energies, right? We're not talking about, this doesn't mean during the eclipse you're going to have the, you know, I think most of you get what I mean. This energy is going to go on for the next, 6 to 8 months. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this. Guys, I love engaging with you. So please leave me a comment. Aside for what it does for me in the algorithm, which it does help me, but I actually really enjoy engaging with you guys. I engage with every single one of you, answer every single one of my comments with joy. So uh, please hit that like button. Does a lot for me, and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Don't forget the collective message at the end. Enjoy the eclipse. Love, light, and many blessings. Hey, so for those of you who chose pile number 2, Labradorite. Let's see what we got here. We've got 3 tea leaves. Beware of greed, which is pig. Beware of greed. Jug, light-hearted, carefree time. Okay, good. And funnel, period of frustration, lessons to be learned. Okay, yeah, this is eclipse energy. You've got the presence of love will always cast out fear. The moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. Yes. I recognize that I have chosen fear and I choose again. I choose love. Love. Love, love, love. And it's said that the polar opposite of fear is love. So when there's a period of frustration, there is underlying love. I mean, underlying fear. Um, that needs to be overshadowed with love. Let's see what tarot gives us. There's one. After 2 opposite cards, please. Wait, what is this that I just saw? Flips. Hold on. Yeah, sure. I'm not surprised to see 6 of Swords. Okay. Page of Swords? No. Center card, please. Spirit. There it is. 6 of Cups. Okay. Okay. So our first card we have is Queen of Swords. Okay. So, period of frustration and lessons learned and beware of greed. Okay. We're talking about people in your life that you have to cut out. And the first pile, that's pretty much what their energy was about. And it's pretty much the general energy for this year that you should really go have a look at your yearly reading and see about, because no matter what sign you are, it goes by zodiac sign, the readings, by the way. I suggest you look at your sun sign, and you could do your moon and rising signs. And if you don't know what they are, you can calculate them easily for free. You can just Google it. Also, your north node is very important because it's really going to talk about your path. Um, so, sun sign and north node. I'll leave, there'll be a link in the end screen on the last video, the collective video. So, the astrology talks about relationships that we're going to be leaving, and that the energy, especially this year, um, I have a poll about it too. I'll leave a link to the polls in the description, where there's, it's kind of like being in a station. And I've had a lot of dreams lately about stations, like train stations, airports, and stuff. But I liken this to being in a station where everyone is on their way somewhere, right? But not everyone that we have in our lives currently are going to the same destination. Okay? So we are going to need to, in the most loving way possible, cut some of them out of your life. And that's what the Queen of Swords is about. And she doesn't cut indiscriminately. She cuts with surgical precision, right? She knows what serves her and what doesn't. And what doesn't is getting removed from her life. It's that simple. Um, for us and practically in our everyday lives, not always that simple. Sometimes it can be very painful. Sometimes the people can be very, very close to us. These can be family members. But you need to remind yourself that family or no, it doesn't matter. You don't need to put up with it. If they are not serving your greater good, if these people are constantly aggravating you, making you angry, making you feel less than, gaslighting you, I don't have to tell you, whatever it is they're making you feel that is not good, and they do it continuously, and you've called it out to them and they refuse to change it, it's time for you to get rid of it. And the universe is really calling everyone, not just you, pile two, to do this because everyone's got some major ascending to do. And some of us have some really beautiful destinations to go to. Some of us are going to Fiji, you know. Other people are, going to a not so fun place, to a ghetto somewhere. I don't know. Look at the King of Swords under the Queen of Swords. Exactly. This is concentrated energy of this is a balance of energies here. This is the Queen of Swords that is more engaging, more giving and nurturing, but not never over giving. Um, but King of Swords is more stoic and he is quieter and he's more in the observing type position. And there's equal measure of, actively like kind of investigating things, right? Her hand is up. She's like, oh, bring it. Let me see. Where King of Swords is kind of sitting here passively. He's just observing, So there's an equal measure of action and observation, a passive observation, you know, listening, talking, that kind of thing. On this other side here, we've got Six of Swords, which is talking about what I said. Moving away from relationships, and some of the relationships, it's going to be painful to walk away from. Some of these people, even though they're aggravating you, they're not good for you, you have love for them, right? You've got memories, that kind of thing. So the swords represent pain, it's painful. There's lots of baggage she's taking with her here in this boat. But nonetheless, she's made the decision to move on because she knows she has to. Nine of Swords. See, we've got surrounding swords here around cups. So, Nine of Swords, really, both of these sides are like balancing each other. Six of Swords, we just talked about. Nine of Swords talks about the baggage in the boat here, where you're you're looping about things. It doesn't necessarily mean keep you up at night, although for some people it probably is. But this is like the adverse things that have been happening to you in your life kind of rule your thoughts. You know, it gets in the way of your functioning. Six of Cups in the middle talks about the light-hearted, carefree time here. This is a promise of this is what's coming to you. But Spirit is saying that there is some introspection, looking deep inside of yourself and, really gathering your power, your strength, and bracing yourself for what you know that you have to do and implementing it. Being brave enough to do what's right for yourself so that you can move on to better things. Six of Cups. Six of Cups is often called the nostalgia card, and it's often has like a negative energy where it's like take your head out of the clouds type thing, stop dreaming, but not always. In this context is this is a good Six of Cups. Like this is the dream that you've been holding deep inside of your heart for years, It's that thing for this is your best life card in this context, is what I'm trying to say, right? But the vision of your best life that you've been holding for yourself for the longest time that you yourself consider nonsense, like a dream, like, enough with that. That's never going to happen for me or whatever. But Spirit is saying, yes, it's on its way, but you're going to need to cut some things out of your life. And it's kind of like pick up the machete and chop through the brush first so you can get to Shangri-La. And of course, again, I do need to disclose that I'm not talking about violence here. We are never talking about violence on this channel. We're always talking about love, 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 right? But at the same time, we can't choose love in the way that it's imbalanced and we're overgiving and we're putting others' needs before our own. You know, this is a very not selfish energy, but you know, self-giving energy where we need to do what's best for ourselves to better our lives. Okay, we have some clarification cards. Okay, we got two coming. Page of Swords. Didn't Page of Swords come out before Page of Swords? Yes. Okay. So, yeah, so perfect. Maybe I just saw it. Chariot? Yes. Okay. Chariot. So great. You've got three sword court cards here. Okay. We talked about what the king and queen are. The page of swords is you really, this is like, this is the next card after the ace of swords. You know, like the ace of swords, like um, the universe hands you the sword, like this is the idea in your head. And the idea here is something needs to change. And this is you after you've picked up the sword and you're like, I see what I need to do now. And it progresses to the King and Queen of Swords balance where you have decided to implement what you know is good for you. The chariot is after you've done the cleanup and you're happily on your way to your blessings. Yeah, we'll do one more. Two more. Thank you, Spirit. What do we have? Yes. Yeah. Two of Swords talks about there may be times in this energy of you cleaning house, cleaning out your life, where you're going to feel stuck. And the stuckness is really going to be with those people or things. This could also be like a job that you've been in for many, many years that you're like, oh my God, I know this job isn't good for me, but really, I can't leave this job. I make so much money at this job. I can't, you know, that's what this is like. You're held back by something. So that feeling, and it's fear, right? Love, love, love. Choose love, right? That fear is the blindfold here. And what makes you cross like that? Because in fear, that's what we do. It's a protective position that they're in. That fear is putting them in, right? So this energy is like, oh, I don't know what to do, but you do know. Deep down, you do know, but it's just fear that's trying to talk you out of it. What's going to help you get past that fear is love. And what does love produce? Gratitude and faith, right? So this is looking inward at your higher self, looking to God and telling God. You can say it out loud. Have a moment to yourself. God, I'm scared. There's nothing wrong with saying that. I'm afraid. Could you please help me? You'd be very surprised the things that happen after you say a prayer like that. You know, where you're interrupted, you get a phone call, and it's like, you know, a prospective employer from a resume that you sent out like 6 months ago, you know, asking you to come in after you've done that kind of thing. You don't have to be alone in this fear. You're not alone. You've got plenty of help. You just need to ask for it. Ask God, ask your spirit guides. They're waiting to help you, but you have free will. So you need to ask for that help. Okay? Help in your decisions. When you do that, the Eight of Wands says things will start working in your favor quicker than you can imagine. Okay? Guys, beautiful, beautiful energy. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments. I answer every single one because I love to. It's like Christmas morning when I open up the comment section. I'm like, yay, comments. I love hearing from you guys. It's fun to me. Um, so, but also what will really help me, guys, is hitting the like button and subscribing, please. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and it's been going kind of slow lately, so I would really, really appreciate it. Okay? Enjoy the eclipse. Love, light, and many, many blessings. Okay, so for those of you who chose pile number 3, pyrites, we have a tea leaf here that says tower. Solid foundation, success with effort. Fantastic. I am the dreamer of my dream. Beautiful. My capacity to tune in to the energy of love gives me the words I need. When I'm ready to speak up, the compassion I need. When it's time to forgive, and the power I need when I am lost. Okay. Messages from the universe. No act of kindness is ever wasted. Some of the kindness people, some of the kindest people you will ever meet have been through hell and back themselves. That strengthens their compassion and empathy. If this is describing you, keep being the beautiful soul that you are. Oh, this is about good karma. Messages from the universe again. Things are going to be turned in your favor. People that were against you all of a sudden will be for you. Ideas, creativity, promotion, contracts are going to come into your hands. Okay. So, yeah, there's quite a bit to unpack here. But we'll talk about that in a moment. Let's see what tarot gives us. What have we got? Spirit. And Priestess. 3 of Cups. Look at this. Things are going to be turned in your favor. All of a sudden, the people that were against you all of a sudden will be for you. 3 of Cups. Um, I would always give you a caveat with that, and I am indeed feeling the caveat. Yep. But we'll get to that. Can we have our center card, please? Hold on. Ouch. Okay. More than one center card. This is it. Okay. Oh, wow. This is a read. Guys, it's beautiful reading. High Priestess. First of all, let's go to the center here. Solid foundation, success with effort is exactly the description that you would give to 10 of Pentacles. This is like culmination card. This is, enjoying your success and with others, with people who respect you. 3 people here, there are 3 of Cups here. This is, you know, you enjoying your efforts with people who vibrate on your level. So beautiful. I am the dreamer of my dream over here. And then you've got the High Priestess who is very in tune with her intuition. Her faith is strong. She knows how to manifest her way to her desires. Dreamer of my dream. So beautiful. Five of Swords again talks about the people against you. Five of Swords is about, um, you know, being victorious over others. And we're going to come back to this energy, but Three of Cups is a celebration with a group of people who wish you well and who vibrate on your level. The moon, though, not surprised that the moon came out. The moon is the caveat that I was talking about. Okay? So, this card is very much the focus here. People that were against you all of a sudden will be for you. Huh, isn't that funny? You couldn't stand me before, and now you want to be my friends. Be careful of those people. Be very, very careful. And a lot of you, I feel a very light, loving energy. You, pile number three, are people who you're very loving, you're very giving, you're forgiving. I heard the sign Sagittarius just now. We have some Sagittarians listening. Cancers, Libra. It doesn't matter. But not everyone is going to wish you well. Just remember that. And I know you know this, but don't lose sight of that, is what the moon is saying. Because there are people smiling in your face and as soon as you turn your back, they're their face drops. You know what I'm talking about. And conspiring against you. So be careful. And be careful who you share this dream with as well. Not everyone has to know your plans. I'm the type of person, and I've always been somewhat like that, where, when I was younger, it was kind of like I didn't want to tell people, my plans because I felt silly about them. But it's still that same kind of thing. It's progressed into something more meaningful in my adulthood. But it's like, you don't want other people's energy, especially if they've got their own self-limiting beliefs that will taint yours, like, because they can't do it, they can't envision you doing it or don't want you to do it, that kind of thing. You don't want that energy um, to be tainting the inception of a dream, like the beginning of a dream, right? You're nurturing the dream. You haven't manifested the dream yet. Don't tell people about it, right? And don't tell people anything until it's come to the point where you can't really hide it, you know. Then when it's kind of public knowledge, then you can kind of talk about it. But before then, don't do it. Because there's always going to be someone in the shadows working against you. And again, go have a look at your yearlies. You can do sun, moon, and rising. And if you don't know what they are, you can calculate them for free. Google it. But I suggest at least your sun and your rising signs. Your not your I keep saying rising. Uh, your north node, which will it'll tell you a lot about your life's path. Um, but I say all that to say that the astrology talks a lot about having to cut people out of your life and how not everyone wishes you well, and there's a lot happening, not just you, pile number three collective, but the greater collective where there are people who are ascending, and then, or all of us are ascending at different levels. We're at different levels on the rung of ascension, let's say. And you can be emerging out of your cocoon as the butterfly, but the caterpillars are not understanding this transformation that you're going through and envious of you, and want to harm you or derail you and that kind of thing. And how you're going to need to cut those people out of your life. There's a meme that I like where there's a butterfly sitting at a table with a caterpillar, and the caterpillar says, "You've changed," and the butterfly says, "I'm supposed to." You know, um, just be careful. Knight of Cups. Okay, this goes over here with the acts of kindness. So again, to extend that whole caterpillar and butterfly, you are the butterfly, and if you're not the butterfly yet, you're certainly on your way there. You're in your cocoons or whatever. You're ascending. There's going to be a lot of ugliness on the way. There are people, again, that are not going to wish you well. Just be careful not to be resentful of these people, right? Because, again, we're talking about ascending and raising our vibration, and being resentful of people is unloving and low vibrational, right? So we are ascending beings. We need to behave that way and look at these people who are not on your same vibratory level with kindness, and recognizing the fact that you are no different from them. They are no different from you. You are not better than. You're just in a different position than they are. You know, you can think of it like grade school, a senior in high school isn't better than a kindergartner. It's just you're in different places. That's all. And of course, a senior is going to have patience with the kindergartner, right? Because they're not there yet. They don't understand everything. That's the same kind of generosity that you need to have with these low vibrational people who do these terrible, unloving things. And wow, look at this. So, generosity. So, the Six of Cups, it's interesting because this came out as the center card for the last reading. But, and this is somewhat of the same energy, but the added message here. This is about your dreams, the dreamer of the dream. And like I said in pile number two, that this is, often touted as the nostalgia card. And it can also be kind of negative, like get your head out of the clouds and stop looking at the past. Um, but that's not what this is. This is your dream. Uh, you can also call this the pie in the sky card. This is a dream where you've had for a long time, maybe even since childhood. Like, oh, I want to be a billionaire. I don't know. I want to own a castle someday. Whatever. I don't know. Something that you feel is a lofty dream that's unattainable. That is suddenly manifesting. This is Spirit saying, hold on a minute, that dream that you have is not so silly. Keep dreaming that dream. Be the dreamer of the dream. You're allowed to dream this. You dreamt it for a reason. You are aligned with this. It is going to come. But this also talks about generosity, right? And the Six of Pentacles is coming to mind now. Um, where see this there's like a bigger child is giving a cup to a smaller child here. This is like, you know, goodwill and love and, tenderness and affection here. Goes very well with this Nine of Cups and the no act of kindness is ever wasted. You know, this is, you can be kind on the way up the rung to your dreams. Even though other people are behaving badly, you can still be kind to them and not stoop to their level. Okay. Three of Cups. Look at this. We've got the Three of Cups again. Celebration. Yeah. Okay. So the Five of Pentacles is the being left out in the cold card. This is people that are against you. This is how you're feeling with these people that are against you. And it's great that I put it here. It's opposite the moon, where be careful of the people that made you feel this way. Knight of Wands. Is this reverse? That's not reversed. Okay. So, yeah, no, we can put these together. Okay. So, Knight of Wands. Solid foundation, success with effort. This is your effort. Knight of Wands. This is you working towards your dream. And here's your castle here. You're almost there with all of your tasks that you've done and everything that you've gained from it, especially wisdom. You're on your way there. Um, yeah, I think that's it. My capacity to tune into the energy of love. So, the parting message here is don't be afraid to dream your dreams, because the energy of this year, and go look at the astrology, the energy of this year is going to help you attain those dreams. Just be careful on the way that you are as loving as you can be with the people who you are ascending past, putting out love and light. Okay? Love, light, and many blessings. Enjoy the eclipse. Okay. So for those of you who chose pile number 3, Aventurine, let's see what we got. Oh, you got the blank card. Um, I remember the first time I got this card, I was like, what? I never saw this card before. Why is it blank? And I was like, Spirit, what? I didn't get it for, like half a minute. I was like, okay, we'll come to the, I don't know. We'll come back to this. I don't know why this happened. And then I was like, oh, I get it. Blank slate. Blank slate. Which is very apropos for something like an eclipse, right? Because you have like this change of energy. Messages from the universe. Let's see what we got. Don't worry. Everything you've been waiting for is on its way. Progress is being made, even if you can't yet see the results. So much is happening behind the scenes for the creation of your dreams. Trust the process. No matter what happens, no matter how far you seem to be away from where you want to be, never stop believing that you will somehow make it. Have an unrelenting belief that things will work out, that the long road has a purpose. Wow, I love that. This is a consolation that's very kind of sight for sore eyes for a lot of people because uh, the astrology has been very difficult for us for the past 15 years. And if you haven't seen your yearly readings, I will leave an end screen for it in the last collective reading for the yearly readings. And I would look at your sun sign first and then your north node. Um, and then, of course, you can do moon and rising, but sun and north node, I feel, are most important. Um, and if you don't know what those are, most people know what their suns are. Um, you can get them calculated for free online. You just Google it, you'll find it very easily. Now, we've got limitation here nature spirits. Interesting. I've never seen that one before. Retrieval, runner guides. Okay. Soul fragmentation just came to mind. So there's some healing that you're doing. And we have my inner being guides me through my emotions. Yeah, there's definitely inner healing. While you are indeed a wondrous physical creator, you exist simultaneously in another dimension. There is a part of you, your inner being, that exists in this physical body, and your guiding emotions are your physical indication of your relationship with your inner being. Yeah. All right. So beautiful. We're going to get back to these. Clean slate. We'll put there. Let's see what we've got for tarot. Okay. Okay. Let's have our center card, please. Okay. Yeah. What did I say about healing? Five of Suit. Yep. Hmm. I have chills. I'm not sure. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, I like it. Okay. So Five of Swords is like the victor card. This can either be, a high vibrational victory or a low vibrational victory. This could be like narcissism, and it's on top of the moon. Hold on. No, it's not the querent. Okay, so it really does match with the moon here. Okay, so this is a situation where you guys are emerging from a difficult relationship. This is a karmic situation here. It's a karmic relationship. This is a narcissist, gaslighter, person who is really at the core insecure and self-loathing person who, gains pleasure out of hurting other people. Deceptive, does deceptive low vibrational things too, likes to deceive you, you know, that kind of thing. This is the kind of person who, you know, likes to chip away at your self-esteem, you know, and then stand back and watch it working on you, you know. And this has been happening for a long time. And because you are such a giving, loving soul, most of you are probably empaths who are so giving, so loving, are able to see people's souls, that they can look past the ugliness that people display and understand that they have a beautiful soul that's shrouded in pain. You know all of this. And that you've been in these relationships or this particular relationship and hoping that you can change them, hoping that they'll change, hoping that if you continue to show them what you see, that they'll see it in themselves, which is impossible to do. It's just, you try and show them the mirror, but they see what they want to see in that mirror, guys. You can tell them how beautiful they are, and it's not going to work. They're still the kinder, more giving you are to them, the more they will take pleasure in taking from you and harming you. Making me very sad talking about this. It's like you heard me just now, like my speech was like grinding to a halt. It's so painful for me. I don't even want to talk about it. Like I want to cry. Um, and that's what the Five of Cups is talking about here, that this person is very, very upset. But in this moment, really focusing on what they're losing and not realizing that this isn't a loss. This is freedom, right? So here is what you're losing, which is ugliness, and over here behind you, and it's like physically lines up very well. Look at how he's facing over here, the three spilled cups. And these are the three spilled representation of what was in those cups. Behind you, you have two cups here, and you've got a comfortable life. The Nine of Pentacles is one who is enjoying their life, they're luxuriating in it, they're happy where they are, happy in their own skin. Their faith and their self esteem is soaring high. You know, they're dreaming and having vision for the future. This is a very happy state here. And Seven of Swords is very funny to me. Diagonally across from the Five of Swords, where here is the haha, I've won something over you card, narcissist. And this is you over here, like, haha, I escaped it. Look who's laughing now, bitch. Bye. You know, And if you want to continue with the story, it's like, he's got two swords over, well, he's actually got three swords, but, he's got this two swords over here he's holding. Here's two swords over here. You're like, who cares? You know, I got five swords I'm leaving with. That's not exactly what this story is with this card. This is supposed to be um, a military encampment that this person is, making off with some of their swords, which weakens his enemy. But this plays into this, this is you turning out stronger than the person that was hurting you because you've chosen to walk away with all of the wisdom. This is, these swords that he's carrying in the context of this reading is all of the pain, all of the swords that he's stabbed you with, thrown at you, daggers that he's thrown at you, insults, abuse, all of that you're carrying with you, but it's made you stronger. See if we can get a few cards for clarity. There's one, three cards will be good for each column. Well, eh, whoa, that's a whole lot of cards. Chariot, very appropriate. This is you deciding to get in your chariot and get the F out of this karmic situation. Period. That's, that's okay. Okay. All right. What do we have over here? It's the Queen of Cups. Wow. Okay, so the Queen of Cups is one who is very focused, mindful, loving, nurturing of her own hearts. This covered cup here contains her heart. She is not concerned with anyone in this moment but her own heart. That's not to say that she stomps on other hearts, because the Queen of Cups is a very loving person. She's generous, but she's never overgiving. She never puts anyone else's needs before her own. That's what this is. Perfect over this, right? Because this is an environment of someone who takes, 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 take, 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 take. This is a Queen of Cups that does not allow that. If there is no reciprocity, there is no love that she gives out. That is why it's covered here. She is very selective of who she hands that cup to, and she would never hand her cup to someone like this. This is you standing in your energy, which brings you over here to the Nine of Pentacles and living your best life, and you getting in your chariot to get there. Wow. Five of Cups over, I mean, Eight of Swords over the Five of Cups is the same energy of being absorbed in the negativity and not seeing your way out of it. Five of Cups here doesn't see that there are two cups filled with love there and prosperity waiting for him if he just turns in the right direction. The same thing here. There's a castle behind her and safety and luxury. But here she's, allowing herself to be led away from this castle. So, let's this is these two are from the Sonia Choquette deck. I've got three of her decks that I love, and this is her newest deck. Ask your guides. I'm not plugging the deck, I'm just a fan. 52, Retrieval, Runner Guides. Yeah, I'm interested in that. I've never seen this card before. 52. Oops. Retrieval. Recuperation. The keywords are recuperation, justice, reimbursement, recovery. Okay, so we're talking about karma already. Your runner guards are here to help you recover what you've lost, whether it's your keys, your purse, your wallet, or your way. Ask your runners to reconnect to your path and help you recoup all that is important to you, like your heart and your dignity. Whether it be physical or spiritual. Yeah. Your momentum will increase and you will return to flow and abundance in your chariot. The universe is getting your attention by having you lose things. By having you lose things. You are being asked to slow down and recoup. This is not a punishment, nor have you done anything wrong. It is, however, an energetic intervention to intercept you before you go too far off course and to realign with your true nature and needs. Ask your runners to retrieve your lost objects, money, and lost time, and to help even if you've lost your way. Soon all will come back to you. Your losses are temporary. Nothing important is permanently gone. Your runner guide's message to you: slow down and simplify. You're attached to too many unnecessary things, which is what the Five of Cups talks about, and people, and you're attached to too many unnecessary things and people, and it's bogging you down. Let go. What truly belongs to you will quickly return, right? If it's meant for you, it will return, which is what I tell this person in the Five of Cups. But it's obvious that this karmic situation that you're in is karmic. This isn't something that you want to return to. This is something that you want to get into your chariot and drive away from. But your runner guides, your spirit guides, and archangels, angels will help you if you ask them to, like she said, retrieve the time. So I've had times in my life, like a job that I was in for a very long time, and sometimes I look back at it and I'm like, gosh, I can't believe I wasted all that time there. And then I remember to ask my spirit guides to help me work through that. And right, and it so as it applies to you, you may be looking back at it as you're leaving, like, oh, I cannot believe I stayed there this long. Um, But you've got to remind yourself, number one, that you went through it for a reason. And remember the Seven of Swords and these swords that he's holding. This is all valuable experiences that he's been through. You didn't go through this for nothing. The runner guides are also going to help you receive your karma, your good karma, which is going to make up for all the pain and the time that you've spent there. So don't think of anything that's wasted, like this guy in the Five of Cups. It's not wasted. Limitation, nature spirits. 44. Keywords are unfamiliar, arrogance, humility, availability. Seek guidance from those who have gone before you. The road you are navigating has been traveled by others who know the way better than you. So ask for advice. They can show you how to proceed because they are familiar with your challenges and can share their wisdom. Ask for direction rather than fumbling in the dark, trying to figure things out and losing your way. The loving nature spirits remind you that we have all been beginners at one point, and it is essential to learn from those who know more than we do. There is no shame in not knowing what to do or how to do something when you find yourself in a brand new situation. The problem comes when we refuse to learn from those with years of experience due to stubbornness or pride. The nature spirits are here to help you take in new information. You're being asked to do either something you don't know how to do or something utterly different from what you usually do. Ask the nature spirits to help you be more flexible and receptive so that you can quickly absorb the information and apply it. It will relieve the problem. Your nature spirit's message to you. Listen and learn from others. They make it easier for you. What comes to mind here is therapy. And I bring therapy up every now and then in my readings, and I do my best in my readings and in my daily life to remind folks when appropriate that there's no shame, like Sonia said, in getting help. And there's no shame in going to therapy. If you find the right therapist, they can help you really sort through things and see things clearer. Yeah, doesn't mean that you're crazy. It means that you need help. Everyone needs help. And when you find the right therapist, you could be very surprised at how it helps you move forward. Because, not all therapists are created equal, I have to tell you. I've had some not so great therapists. It can take a while. So, and the reason why I say that is because if number one, you're in the position where you're thinking like, Grasshopper, I've been to therapy and it was terrible, it's because you had the wrong therapist. It's that simple. And that's also, though, a caveat for those of you who have never had, uh, who have never been to therapy. If you do decide to give it a try, just remember that if you feel that it's not working for you, you probably have the wrong therapist because they're not created equal. Okay? Especially when you've been through what you've been through, especially if you're dealing with a narcissist. Having a therapist is crucial to me because therapists will really help you sort through the cuckoo-ness because this is cuckoo-ness here. This person is really dealing with some unhealthy thoughts that a therapist will help you sort through what you've been through because, by the way, a person who has unhealthy thoughts like this can really entangle the people that they're in relationships with in their cuckoo-ness. to the point where if you live with it long enough, you have a hard time untangling yourself from it. Like, what's yours? What's theirs? They kind of implant thoughts in your mind, self-limiting beliefs, chipping away at your self-esteem, that kind of thing, where, a therapist can help one by one remove all of the gunk, and it'll help your chariot move faster. Okay? So I hope that helps. Um, if you feel comfortable, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. I respond to every single comment because I enjoy engaging with you guys. Um, you know, that's my enjoyment, but what helps me a lot is clicking on the like button, guys, and subscribes. I have been, really spinning my wheels trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So it would really mean a lot to me if you clicked on this subscribe button. Okay. Don't forget to click on the collective message at the end. That's choice number 5, which is for everyone. Okay. I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoy the eclipse. Love, light, and many blessings. Okay, so we've got the Herkimer Diamond collective reading here for everybody. So, really quickly, what I didn't mention in the intro is the energy of this particular eclipse is in Aries. So, the thing to be careful for the next 6 to 8 months. Well, let's talk about the positives. Aries is all about motivation and energy and, getting, starting new things and that kind of thing. Um, Aries can also kind of be on the fickle side, but we'll get to that. Um, but those energies are really good for starting new things, which is what an eclipse can bring us, something new into our lives and kind of place us into a new paradigm, which Aries is great. It's like you hit the ground running and you start building your new life type thing. But um, what we need to be careful for is impatience, right? Because Aries can kind of be like, come on, hurry up. We got to get this done now, 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 right? Which doesn't always serve us. It's never good to rush too much. So, and some things you can't rush. You need to be patient for. So, and when you're rushing in those situations, you can burn yourself out too. Aries energy can really, especially for, like earth signs, Aries energy can, that fiery energy can really, really burn us out. So, what I'm saying is be mindful when you're feeling impatient, when things aren't working the way you want them to. It's just time to take a pause. That's all. Don't try and force things. Now we've got, and this won't be a long reading, just very quickly, we've got, thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is of the highest good. Fabulous. Most of us are emerging from difficult things. So that's very helpful. There's nothing sexier than my authentic truth. Aries energy can also give us um, permission to be our authentic selves, right? Aries is very true to themselves, to itself. We're not just talking about the sun sign, we're talking about the general energy and what it lends to us. So, feeling good about ourselves is definitely what we can get about this energy. My outer experiences are a reflection of my internal condition. Okay, so this is about manifesting and what we want in our lives and being careful how we talk to ourselves and be careful about the thoughts that we're entertaining. And that if we're beating ourselves up and thinking negative thoughts, it can steer us in the wrong direction. Okay? Yeah. Spirit saying there's no tarot for this. This is just the closing. Okay? Spirit just wants you to be kind to yourself, patient with yourself, and patient with spirit, and remembering that everything is working in your best interests. Faith and patience, okay, is what I want to leave you with. Enjoy the eclipse. I look forward to hearing from all of you in the comments section. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. It means a lot to me. Love, light, and many, many blessings.